Right. Hi, this is exactly meant for Jerry Rosa of Rosa Stringworks. Apologize, I've seen so many of your videos. As far as luthiers and instrument repairs, you're my hero. So I thought I would first give you this video response to all the enjoyment and education you've given me, and just say a big thank you. Now, this really doesn't have to do with you. I went from watching you repair some bridges on some guitars that have come loose, and I, of course, shopping around with other videos by some people, and I saw one that was pretty suspect. And the reason, aside from just saying thank you, that I'm doing this is I wanted to talk about hide glue. Now, I have done limited instrument repair. This fine little Stella, it's actually a Harmony, just recently had a rebuild. The whole thing self-destructed, so I glued it back together nicely, reset the neck, with that famous neck setting thing where you just kind of stress the back and glue the back on, to lower the fingerboard, but it's all right, doesn't need fret dressing, it's good shape, beautiful old guitar. Obviously, it doesn't have the kind of bridge that's going to pull up because it has a tailpiece and a bridge, so that's no issue. I do use tight bond. I used tight bond on this. I've used tight bond when I had this hanging on the wall. This is my beater violin, so it's just out all the time. It's not like my finer one that's in a climate-controlled case. And we had a period of humid weather, and the whole thing came apart. So, further took it apart, thinned it out, tapping, getting a good tone out of it because it was just a student German violin, and tight bond too. So it can survive humid weather. I like tight bond, so I am not besmirching the name of tight bond. Luckily, I haven't had to do anything to this fine old 80s vintage 250S. This is about hide glue. This is about rabbit skin glue. This is about glue made from sinew scraps. These are sinew scraps because I'm primarily a bow maker. Haven't used fish glue. But in this previous video, I was watching a person just take a bridge and lift it up and squishing glue under there, fish glue, and then there was a chain of comments, and they were speaking rather badly about this stuff, just powdered rabbit hide glue. Whether it's fish glue, whether it's powdered rabbit hide glue, whether it's made from sinew scraps, they're all strong enough. They're strong enough that you can create a bond and you can pull that stuff apart that you glued, and you're going to take wood away. You're not going to break the glue joint if you prepare it well. Now I am going to use the example of a bow in hop hornbeam, and I've done it in Osage orange, a lot of different woods. Sinew backing, where you take sinew from white-tailed deer or elk or buffalo, what have you, glue it to the back. Now, the ultimate expression of using natural base glues are the Eurasian horn bows that have sinew on this side, horn on this side because it resists compression, glued together with natural glue. And I would hazard to say that in a bow, especially when you get into heavyweights, in an environment of movement, you are stressing a glue joint more than you are a simple guitar bridge. Not that they're simple, but I'm just saying simple. It depends on the preparation of the surfaces. It's not as much the glue, because they're all strong enough. It's the preparation of the surfaces. When you have a wood-to-wood joint, you have to have wood touching wood. You can't fill it with this stuff or else you're going to have a weak joint. The second thing, as far as the transition from bow making to luthierism, my fancy use of the English language, is preparation of the back. Now, let's say this isn't hop hornbeam, which is pretty dense wood, not as permeable as oak or an ash or what have you. Let's go to Osage orange. It's greasy, which really means that you have to prepare the back well. With the tone woods you use, like spruce, what have you, you're not going to have to degrease it like you would Osage. But the thing is, Osage is very impermeable, and so the sizing of your joint when you're using a natural glue is important. And sizing, not making sure it's the right size. It's preparing the back so you don't have a dry joint, and also that the glue penetrates. Now, a handy tip, which I've never heard anybody else talk about, I actually got this from my experience as a model railroader, is if you take your glue, mix it down, and for the first bout, so it soaks in, you want it to have it on the thin side, because you have to apply a few coats on here in order for it to soak in. Tip 1, heat the wood so it's not going to gel, so it can soak in. Tip 2, a little bit of Dawn dishwashing detergent breaks surface tension, allows capillary action to take place, and so with your thin sizing layers, whether it's a guitar face or an ebony bridge, whatever, that thin hide glue, thin sinew glue, thin fish glue, with a little bit of detergent will soak into that. Paint it on there till it's nice and shiny. Good key, get your fingertip wet. If it sticks, it's sized. Now comes a point, and I warm the wood again, because I don't want it to gel right away, I want it to soak in. The horn bow makers would go as far as doing it in a hot steamy environment, so it takes a long time to set up. Is it heat the wood again in a thicker mixture, coat both surfaces, stick them down, clamp them, and in a way it's kind of like Gorilla Glue, that the PVA, I believe, that you put it on there and it soaks in, then it expands and it keeps going deeper and deeper. When you have a thin sizing layer with a little bit of Dawn detergent, it works the same way. It soaks in really well. And even on the toughest Osage bow, let's say it's 100 pounds of draw weight, that's a lot of stress. That is a lot of stress on that moving dynamic joint. I can take on a bow that's been prepared well, that has good sizing, that had that glue mixed in the beginning with Dawn detergent, which was warmed so it can soak in. If you wanted to remove that sinew layer, or let's say it's a bridge on a guitar, if you had enough strength to pull that up, you're going to be ripping wood up. That glue is not going to fail, the wood is going to fail first. And so, I guess my conclusion is that any of this stuff, sinew scrap glue, just simmered until it turns into jello, powdered hide glue, fish glue, whatever, there are differences in strength, but they're all extremely strong. They're strong enough, and the quality of the joint depends upon the fitting and the sizing. And Jerry, thank you very much for all the knowledge and the enjoyment that you have imparted through the world of YouTube. You may appreciate this because you do live on a farm and you've got wild hogs that need to be like 86th, and bows work. I dusted a 250-pound Russian boar once with a simple 40-pound bow. And with that, I shall say thank you. Thank you for watching. Now it's time to shovel more snow.